Hey guys, before I get going on today's projects, I want to give you guys a little update. I'm in here unbuttoning all the hatches so we can get some airflow going. I did check the bilge. Let's see here. There is water in the bilge, but it's at the same level as when I bailed it out with the bucket, and it hasn't gone up at all. It rained yesterday and the day before pretty heavily, so no new water in here. That's good. It means I found the leak. It's in the back sail locker hatch. I don't know what you call the hatch back there, but it's underneath all that. When I originally bought the boat, it had this fiberglass cover. Well, it was the motor mount, the fiberglass for the motor mount that was over top of the back hatch. I moved it to check in the hatch. Didn't think to put it back. Didn't think it was necessary. Did note during that inspection that that hatch is rotten and needs to be replaced. Put that fiberglass piece back over top of the hatch, no new water. So we found our leak. We'll have to get into it specifically to see how bad it is, but that's not too bad. Today's goal: manual bilge pump, get the rest of the water out of this bilge here, and then getting the mast boom off the deck and onto the sawhorses, so I got a nice clean deck to work with, so I can clean it, get it ready for paint, check it for issues. Yeah, that's the plan. We'll get into it here soon. Let me just finish unbuttoning this here boat, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Alright guys, sorry about the GoPro angle. It makes sense in a second. So let's get into the lazarette here. I think I got the DSLR set up where you can see everything. Let's see. And about as best as you can. So I'm going to try and keep the GoPro here while we get into this lazarette and try to figure out the bilge pump here. So that piece of wood it's attached to. Oh, I don't actually think I showed this in episode 2. So this is your priming port for your bilge pump, and this is your bilge pump. It's manual. You pump the handle up and down. It pulls water through this yellow pipe from the bilge. Bilge pump, manual. Pretty self-explanatory. Well, this isn't supposed to be capped. You're supposed to be able to pour water in here, which gives you the vacuum for the first couple of pumps to draw the water up. So down here, as you can probably see, down here, this piece of wood is solid all the way through, and it's several inches. I don't know why you would do that, but that's the goal for today. We'll probably we'll take off the yellow hose here. We'll go in and we'll remove the top hatch bit. We'll remove the screws holding this to the wood, and we'll pull it out. So let's get into it. So our hose clamp appears to be a flathead screwdriver. That's not attached anymore. Some weather checking, but it's on whatever goop is stuck to the top of the hose. So I think the hose is still serviceable. It's old, and I should replace it. And I probably will in the future, but right now the main goal is to get the bilge working, so we can get the bilge empty. So what are these? These are all Phillips head. Sorry, all flathead screws. We'll take off the top cover first. Let's see if I can get you guys a better angle. Still recording? Alright, it stopped recording there for a second. But there's also a pipe down here, and that leads to a through hole out back for the water to go into. Out of. So I think the next step's going to be trying to get that cable clamp off, even though I can't see it. I can feel it, I can't see it. So I should be able to get to it, but you guys aren't going to be able to really see what I'm doing. Oh, well, actually, let's try this. Okay, so, hi guys, welcome to the inside of the lazarette. As you can see, we got the manual bilge pump down. It's still attached by this pipe, so we're going to pull this pipe off, and we're going to take the manual out, and then see about, making it work. that's hot. That lid has been sitting in the sun all day. What an angle. Oh my god. Is this even a Phillips head? Or a flat head? I can't. I'm doing this entirely by feel. Make my head fit in there. This is the content to subscribe for. Aha, I got it. This is gonna be fun to get back on. What an angle. Hi, Mom. She don't think she watches these. Well, 'tis the nature of fixing sailboats. The other angle for this is gonna be great. Aha! We have Bilge. Retrieve that. Hi, YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Alright, so we got it out. As you can see, show it from both angles if I can. There is 4 inches of wood there. So it's a good thing I did this too, because that not being in there correctly. Where's my screwdriver? Not being in there correctly. The balsa core on this section's no good. Luckily it's not structural, and it's dry, which is the important part. It's not wet anymore. I don't feel any moisture. So I think since it's non-structural and there's no water in it currently, we're just gonna seal this really, really good. Maybe fiberglass it. I don't know. For now, we're just going to plop it back together. And make sure it's watertight after we get this apart. I'll remove our bilge pump handle. And I'm going to try to do this where you guys can see it on both angles. So, next is removing these 4 screws. The screwdriver I lost. That'll be bonus content for sure. We'll do a times I lost my screwdriver counter. Pull these 4 Phillips head screws out, or flathead screws out, so we can remove this chunk of a piece of wood they put on here. This is one of those things that should have been done right the first time. Yeah, so it's just a block. You can't prime the bilge that way. Oh, this bilge can't be primed. Okay. This way's in, this is in. Something wrong with it. So we'll bring this inside where it's a little bit cooler and we'll work on this in there. I thought this was a bilge priming port. What used to be there then? If you guys could tell me in the comments what used to be here, if not to prime the bilge. That's weird that you can't prime this. Should have worked then. Alright, we'll get into it. This is today's project, getting this fixed. It's number 1. See if we can't figure out why she's not pulling back. So she's pushing just fine. I know it's out of frame right now. I've got it on my lap. So out works. In does not. What do we got here? We have a flat head on this side, which I left my flathead outside. Sure did. Flathead screwdriver. A lot of this is practice for future videos too. Well, take this off. If I can. I should be using a bigger flathead for this, but I only got my cheap bucket of tools with me, my free tools. I pick stuff up from garage sales and stuff all the time when I see them. The boat was full of free tools. I'm trying to do this project for as little money as possible to show that you can get into sailing if you are clever. The whole point of the channel was supposed to originally be you can live your dreams on a budget, including bucket list stuff. So keep an eye out for the bucket list playlist as this channel grows. I do want to do bucket list stuff, one of which is circumnavigating the globe, hence the sailboat. I also want to try to visit every country and every US state. Oh, that didn't sound good. Where'd that go? There it is. Oh, that was missing. Or no, that's inside. Little bowl here. We're just gonna pull, I think, if this is broken in the way I think it is, likely the baffle dried out and is crooked. So it's not changing direction for in and out. Pushes out just fine, but not in. I'll probably hit it with some WD-40 or something and lube it up. Pull that nut off the back here. I always recommend putting the nut back on the bolt, so at least if you lose one, you lose both. Alright. Pull that off. Oh, C-clips. That's these guys here. These are C-clips. If you get the right length screwdriver, you can kind of put it in here and twist a little bit off. Sometimes you can get lucky and get one in here. That's what I'm going to try because my screwdriver is too small to do it the easy way. Oh, perfect size. So try not to drop those into the settee here. Sorry about the audio. Still haven't figured out why my lapel mics are picking up pops and stuff when I'm using my tablet to record my phone. Ooh, that right there is what you don't want. You don't want to bend these. Luckily, I'm a blacksmith, so I can straighten them back out. If you can help it, though, you don't want to bend them. Taps. Do a little bit of prying. There we go. Now it's moving. There we go. Pump handle. Ew! There was a dead bug in it. I don't know how that happened. There's a dead fly. Oh, where's my trash can? Alright, those two bits. Now this should just right off. Just gonna check, make sure it doesn't have like a ring seal or something. It doesn't peel too. So to do this, I'm gonna slide this up, and I'm not gonna pry back. That will poke a hole. I'm not gonna do this. It will poke a hole in the rubber. If you can get it in while keeping the tip pointed towards the hard plastic, and get out to the end, you go around the edge and stretch it out like this, and you're less likely to poke a hole in your baffle here. This one's on pretty tight, so this might take me a minute. It appears there's a little ridge in here. There we go, I got under it. Now I can just, there we go. Some rust in it. And another dead fly, that's fun. This part really can't screw up as long as it's not checked. think we have a issue of it's really friggin' dirty. So, okay, I'll do this with the DSLR here. I just realized how dark that's been this whole time. That's fun. Okay, let's see if I can get it to focus. Let me get my... Pick this little thing up from the dollar store. It's actually amazing for recording. GoPro shut off. It's okay. Turn it back on in a second. So, okay, I'll use my flashlight then, because even that's not enough. I have to change settings on the camera. Come on, give me my flashlight pocket. Aha! So, in here, you have 2 sets of check valves. Right, so, well, you have one check valve here, right? And if the seal isn't clean, it won't pull a vacuum. And then here's your second check valve going out. So the outside works. Oh, that's why, right there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe if I do this. Oh, God. Well, there, again, don't know if you can see it because the camera's being goofy. But the bottom check valve here, that corner is hung up. There's something in it. So it can't produce a good seal. Which means it won't pull a vacuum. There it is. It's a zip tie end, a wire tie end. Well, in the bed it was in the bilge, and when the manual bilge was run, it sucked up and got stuck in the output gasket, meaning the check valve here, a little rubber check valve. This guy, I need to put new flash batteries in this flashlight. Couldn't close all the way. If it can't close all the way, it can't produce a vacuum and pull up water. So this is a primeless manual bilge pump, which is cool. I didn't even think it might be. So now it's pretty easy. I'm gonna use a rag. I'm just gonna put a little bit of water in it. I'm gonna wipe it out. Try to get all the dirt and must and rust out of here. Just because if I'm in here and I'm doing it anyway, I might as well do it right. It doesn't take much. Just a tiny bit of water. Try to get you a better angle too. This would have been a better angle to explain what was wrong with it. So this is the check valve. This was down a little bit because there was a zip tie stuck in there. So this is the intake check valve. So when you pull up, this one can open freely, but when you push down, because it's bigger than the hole, it blocks it. Same thing here in reverse. So when you push down, it pumps the water out by adding pressure, which opens this valve, lets the water out. When you pull up, it slams closed, which prevents water from backflowing, creating a vacuum to open the other valve. There you go. Manual bilge pump. So that block of wood that was in there, it was not the problem. Just give this a good clean. The most important part when you're cleaning these is to get the check valves here, little rubber valves. You want to make sure at least the edges of the plastic and the valve are as clean as you can. That'll give you the best seal. Well, actually, it looks like these come out, and I might just do that. We'll do that on camera for you. So, I'm gonna use this angle. That was a hatch slamming shut in the wind. That scared the crap out of me. We're okay. Gotta open that hatch back up. But anyway, these 6 screws, these 2 are for this one, these 4 hold in this plate which holds in the back one. And when we do this, we want to make sure they're in the right orientation when they go back in. Ooh, I'm shaking. That scared the piss out of me. Gotta get my foot. there's 2 tools for every job. There's the right one, and then there's the one that gets it done. This screwdriver is a little small on the tip for what I'm doing. It will take these out, but there's a higher risk of stripping them. That being said, if you have access to the right ones or you can afford the right tools, use the right tools. Actually, I don't need to record this bit. I'll see you guys in a second when I get it taken apart. So manual priming, I took out the screws on this side, the top side here. So underneath we have a spring, which helps lift the valve. We got the actual valve itself, which was face down like this. I don't know if it's supposed to be down or up. This side's up. Well, let's see. Does it fit through there? No. I think like this then. Probably should have taken note of that. And then the plate over top. And then this one, I went and cleaned all the seals for the intake. Well, I gotta go. I'm gonna take it apart and do it really well. But there you go. That's how this works. So pull up. This can open. Water from the bilge comes in. Baffle creates a vacuum. You push down. This slams closed. This one overcomes that force and opens, allows the water to come out, rinse and repeat. Self-priming pump. So, and they were nice enough to put a little notch here so you can tell which way it's supposed to go. There you go. I'm gonna get this cleaned up, reassembled, and then I'll see you guys out on the deck when we put it back in the boat. All right, guys. So I got it reassembled. If you listen carefully, hopefully you can hear it. Out sounds good. And there's a noise on in. I did put my hand up against it. I kind of can't. I'm gonna try to do it on camera. Notice how now it's producing a vacuum. So we fixed the bilge pump, which is good because it's basically brand new. So the culprit, because I don't know if I'm going to keep that section of footage, is this guy. A little zip tie. I should be keeping that footage, but just in case, here's a second shot. It is the end of a zip tie that was cut off. It was probably in the bottom of the bilge and got sucked up by the bilge pump. Got jammed in the check valve for the bilge pump and no more bilge pump. Gotta keep the bilges clean. Likely was, my bet is it was when it was on the hard, they installed the pump. They were working the pump to get the water out of the bilge and zip tie. But there you go. Now we're going to switch back over to the outside, back to the lazarette angle. We're going to reinstall the pump and then pump it, see if it works. All right, let's get this manual bilge installed back into the lazarette. So firstly, we are going to reinstall this big wood block now that I know it's not necessary. We will come back to this and make this watertight before splash day. For now, I just want to get all the water out of the bilge. So, actually, I see why it was done this way now. The aft drain tube on the outside of the pump won't flex up enough to just meet up with the pump. So they put this on to make it even. Got these four for this side, those four are for that side. Found my bigger flathead. I actually start these on opposing sides, just so it lines up with the holes better. I don't want to end up making new holes and having to cut new holes in the top too. No, just run them down. So much easier with the right size screwdriver. Reinstalled, and if it works, I will unscrew this piece from the deck again and we'll silicone the little cap thing so it doesn't leak, at least so it doesn't get any more water into that wood. And then we'll come back and glass over it in the future. All right, let's get this back in. GoPro. Take the handle off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line, I hope you guys can see that, line it up with the output holes first, and we're gonna wiggle it onto the output hose, tighten it down, and then secure it. Eat your heart out of there. Hole's blown out, so that's the useful GoPro angle. I'm not even going to bother to put any of those two screws or the cap because I need to test if it works. So now I'm going to get this hose hooked up here. Just like that, we got a working bilge. All right, let's go check the bilge. I think that'll do it. Just looking. Look at that. We fixed it. All right, bilge pump's done. Manual bilge is working again.
Hey guys, Editor Royal here. Just finished up editing episode 3 of the Free Boat series. Ended up about 28 minutes. I do have a bunch of extra footage of me removing the mast beam from the deck. Decided to give that the axe for this video and include it in the next. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. If you could, like, comment, subscribe to help the channel grow immensely. If you're looking for more content, click down below on the beacons.ai link in the description of this video here. It's got links for all of the different social medias, the Patreon where there's exclusive content, and our We Don't Do Small Talk podcast that we do. I'm so glad that you guys have made it this far in the video. You guys are awesome. I'll see you next week.